making salmon patties here at the Young's house, and I am so excited to show you all how easy it is to make salmon patties taste absolutely amazing. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some salmon. Absolutely, you could use fresh if you wanted to, but I am using the kind that comes in a can. Okay, if you wanted to do the same recipe using a jack mackerel, you could do that as well. Okay, you're gonna need some type of breadcrumbs. So whether you have a fresh piece of bread and you wanna add that, or you're making your own breadcrumbs, any kind of breadcrumbs will work. This is the kind I'm using. I'm using a nice sweet Vidalia onion and a beautiful bell pepper. We have one, like a medium size egg, and then I have a potato. This potato has been cooked. We'll talk about what we're going to do with this. It's really interesting. And I got some spices to make this thing come together and taste absolutely amazing. We have salt, pepper, garlic and onion powder, and some parsley flakes. Make sure your hands are clean. Let's make delicious salmon patties, Gina Young style. In my pan here, I have a little bit of oil. I'm hoping that the camera can really show you what I have here. It's not a whole lot of oil. You really basically just need enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan so we can get a nice sear onto them. I hope y'all are having a great day today, and if you're not, hopefully I can brighten up your day today. Let me know. I want to hear from everybody. Did you grow up eating salmon patties like I did? Have you ever tasted them? Are you going to try Gina Young's recipe? Or did you grow up eating jack mackerel? I hear a lot of people from the South grew up eating jack mackerel with like grits and pancakes. So I'm super interested to hear from everybody. First things I want to get started with is talking about the vegetables that we're going to use today. You really can use whatever kind of vegetable you want to use in your salmon patties. If you wanted to use some shredded carrot, you could do that. You can use the onion and bell pepper like I'm going to do. If you wanted to add the addition of like some fresh celery, you can do that as well. So now here's what I always like to tell everybody, and this is super important, that the vegetables that are going to go into your salmon patty, they have to be pre-cooked. And if you don't pre-cook them, they're going to be raw inside of your salmon patty, right? Yes, I've made them where I have not cooked them and put them into the salmon patty, and they don't taste as good, like I said, because they don't cook. That little bit of time that it takes to cook a salmon patty, these would never get cooked. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to chop them up. Okay, just the amount that we're going to need today. And we're going to saute them in this pan. I got a little tiny bit of oil. You can use butter if you want. Okay, and we're going to get them pre-cooked just like so. Quick and simple. This recipe comes together. I grew up on salmon patties, and this by far was one of my favorite recipes. So my grandma made salmon patties, and my grandma Lucille, and when she made them, she did something super interesting. She would do one or the two things. Either she would put a little bit of rice. Let's just say she had rice left over from the night before. She put a little bit of rice in it, right? And what the rice does is helps to bind it, but not only that, it stretches it. So when she was having kids, she would put either rice or a potato into her recipe. So what I've done today is I've microwaved this potato. Let me show you. It's a really big potato, but I'm only going to use just a little fraction of it. But you're going to use cooked potatoes, whether it was mashed potatoes left over from the other day, just some cooked potato that is cooled down. We're going to add it to this. And like I said, if back in the days, if you had a big family, that potato or the rice, it stretches the meal, right? But not only did Grandma know she was stretching her meal, she was making those salmon patties taste absolutely amazing. Not a lot of people do that with their recipe, and so I wanted to share it with you guys because it really amps up the flavor of your salmon patties, and I'm not kidding. So do you all call your salmon patties, do you say salmon patties, or do you say croquettes? Me personally, I've always said salmon patties. I never said croquettes because I feel like croquette is a much smaller one. If I'm making a patty, it's kind of like a hamburger patty, like this, right? Croquettes, to me, is a much smaller one. So really, you can make these any size that you want, okay? That way, you can serve them on a dish as an hors d'oeuvre, or you can serve it as like a salmon patty on a sandwich. like on a hamburger bun. I can remember when I was younger, how I like to have them is room temperature with a little bit of ketchup on them, on bread, and a little bit of mayonnaise on that bread. And I'm talking about good. You heard me? And don't let it be a leftover because I'm eating it cold. I like to eat cold stuff, right? And I used to love leftover salmon patties. Are you kidding me? So now that I have our vegetables nice and cut up, let's go ahead and take this time to put it right into the pan and get it pre-cooked. But in the meantime, I'm going to talk about the salmon. Your salmon or your jack mackerel will come in the can. It's going to have some liquid in it, okay? You got to, when you open it, discard of that liquid, okay? In the salmon, there are some bones that me personally, I like to take it out. It's always going to be some people in the background that's going to tell you, leave the bones, Gina. I eat the bones. I don't want the bones. But I can also assure you, when it comes to these bones, they're super soft. Like when you touch them, they just crumble. So it's not like a bone that, you know, like a fish bone, right? So let's go ahead and open it, and I'm going to show you right now. You can decide. You see this little silver skin right here? You can take it off or leave it on. It's really up to you, okay? So once we open up our salmon, I'll show you, you're going to come across the bones, okay? Let me show you. It's so easy to take them out, and they really just come out in a nice strip. That right there, that's all of the bones that I'm going to get rid of. Like I said, people will always tell you that they eat the bones, and they probably do, but I'm not going to. Okay, so we're going to get these onions and bell peppers nice and sauteed on a medium heat. And when I come back, we're going to take off this silver skin, season it up to perfection, and I'll show you how easy these salmon patties come together. There's an ingredient I want to add to this recipe I almost forgot to tell you all about, but honestly, it's never too late. Are you kidding me? A little bit of ketchup. And I just have about maybe between a teaspoon and a half and a tablespoon. Okay, it's going to bring out a nice rich flavor that I'm looking for. Okay, so now it's super important that these bell peppers and onions, or your celery, whatever vegetables you're using, make sure they're cooled down before you add them to your salmon or your jack mackerel. The reason why is because we are using an egg in this recipe, right? And with us using that egg, you wouldn't want to put hot vegetables in and then you turn that egg into a scrambled egg, right? So you got that, okay? And so now, we're going to go ahead and let's use this fork to take the silver skin off. You don't have to take it all off, but I'm taking a little bit off just because I don't like the look of it. But being honest, it's delicious. And it has some great vitamins to it, okay? All right, we're going to take that off. There's a little bit right here. Let's go ahead and take that little bit off and I'm good. I don't take it all off, okay? So let's bring in a nice clean bowl here. Okay. We're going to scrape it right into our bowl. The vegetables are smelling absolutely amazing right now. Okay, let's break this down a little bit. When it comes to your breadcrumbs, you don't have to use a whole lot. And I don't want you to use a whole lot because if you use too much, then you ever heard of it has too much of a filler? We only need a little bit to bind it together, just a very little bit. There are some times that I'll turn around and pour a little bit of milk on top of my breadcrumbs. Like if I'm making meatloaf, sometimes I'll do it for this, and I'm not going to do it today, okay? If you want to, you can. This right there, oh yeah, that's the perfect amount, okay? And then we're going to season. Don't be afraid to season. If you are that person and you're afraid to season, your food will be absolutely flavorless. Don't you dare call it Gina Young's recipe if you're afraid to season. Let's go in with some salt. If you can't use it, it's okay to leave it out. Okay? We're going to put some garlic powder. And on purpose, I'm putting a nice amount because I want that flavor to shine through. We're going to put some black pepper in. And here's the thing. When you're making certain recipes, use what seasonings you love. That way you can enjoy it. You might want some Italian seasoning in here or some paprika, whatever you want. It's okay to put it in there. Just always watch how much salt you put into recipes, okay? And there is the onion powder. Okay, great. And so now we're going to crack up our egg. Just one large egg will do. Medium egg is fine, small egg is fine. Okay, and then I want to put that ketchup in. Grab a spoon here. The onions and the bell peppers, they smell great. I cannot wait to eat this. My family is waiting with anticipation. And you know what's funny about salmon patties and jack mackerel patties? Kids love it. And you know, kids can honestly be a little picky sometimes, but they love this recipe. Like I said, I loved it as a kid, and I feel like you and your family's gonna definitely live for this recipe. So now let's go ahead and give this a nice mix up. You can do it with your hands, really you can. But I got nails on today, and I don't want that up under my nails, you know? So let's give it a nice mix, just like this. And I'm gonna show you something super interesting that I like to do when I'm making up these patties to make sure that they're going to stay held together and they're not going to fall apart in the pan. So we're basically going to take it and put it into a ball, throw it up into the air, and if you can throw it up in the air and catch it and throw it up another time and it doesn't break on you, you're good to go. Okay, this looks a little loose. So honestly, I feel like I might need a little bit more breadcrumbs. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, okay? But eventually, as you make these, you'll understand just how much breadcrumbs you're going to need, okay? All right, lovely. So when I come back, we're going to let these bell peppers and onions cool down, and the quicker way to do it is put it in the refrigerator for a couple minutes. It'll cool down, and then you can proceed with your recipe. Let's go ahead and take some of our potato. We don't need a whole lot. You can put the skin of the potato in if you want. I'm going to take the skin off. It's just going to be that simple. Like I said, before starting this video, I turned around and baked this potato, you know, in the microwave. And I only need a little bit, okay? And I really want to reiterate, if the night before you made rice or you made mashed potatoes, just use that. Okay, look at this. This amount right here is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and add it right in to our salmon. And we're just going to be able to mush it right in just like so. Bell peppers and onions are perfectly done. They have a little bit of color onto them. You don't have to get color onto them. Just get them started cooking. And well, you'll be able to see once I put it onto the platter. I'm recording myself today, so I hope that I'm giving you a great view of everything. Let me know. All right, look at this. Nice, it's cooked. Let's cool it down in the refrigerator. When I come back, it's going right into our mixture. Vegetables have cooled down just enough. They're a little warm, but they're good to go, okay? It ain't gonna scramble that egg in there, that's for sure. Okay, and so now let's go ahead and mix it up, and then I'll do that thing where we toss it up and make sure that it's holding together. Once it's holding together, you make the size patties you want. Or if you're making croquettes, you're gonna make them smaller. In the meantime, I have some oil heating up in my pan on medium-high heat. Don't cook these too high because quickly they can burn. This isn't a recipe you wanna walk away and go sit down. Stay nearby, okay? Once you see, and you'll be able to look at them like this, and once you start to see a golden brown color towards the bottom, you are moving in the right direction. That's your indication. Go ahead and give them a nice flip over. Okay, so what we're gonna do while this oil heats up, let's go ahead and make up like a little ball real quick. Let's do it together. Look at this. How about that? Awesome. Okay, lovely. That's what we're looking for. Is it staying together? You bet it is, right? So that's what we're looking for. Let's make about 4 or 5 or however many you can get, okay? If you're making for, you know, a larger amount of people, you're going to need more salmon. You're going to need more ingredients, okay? Look at this. This is perfect. Now let me tell you what my dad used to do. My dad would take a little bit of flour, and he would dust it lightly on here, and then he would fry it, and it gives you a more crispy crust. But what I noticed is even if you don't use the flour, you still get a golden brown lovely crust that I'm looking for, okay? So today we ain't gonna use the flour, okay? It's really up to you guys if you want to do it, okay? Like 80% of the time I'll use that flour, but you don't have to, okay? That's what I've realized. All right, here we go. Mine's are kind of medium sized today. These are delicious. Putting ketchup on them, mayonnaise, tartar sauce, mustard, and hot sauce, like whatever you want. Turn it into a sandwich. Have this for breakfast with scrambled eggs and grits. Like this right here, this is the jam, and I know you're gonna love it. Your kids are gonna love it too. All right, so we got a couple more to make up. And by the time we get done with that, this oil will be hot and these are gonna go into the pan. These salmon patties are a bit smaller than I usually make. And I guess we could possibly call them croquettes today. I never make mine that small. I guess we're just doing something a little different today, and that's okay. Right? We're really cooking in this kitchen. You hear me? I absolutely love what I do, and I thank you all for watching this channel and supporting this channel throughout the so many years. I started this channel in 2017, and I love what I do. Like every waking moment, I'm always thinking of the next recipe to make for you guys, or, you know, doing something a little different. What are they going to enjoy? How do I bring the content to you? Whatever it is, I am loving what I'm doing. And I'm so grateful for YouTube and the platform that they have given me so I can share all of my recipes with the world, you know, in hopes that you guys will make these recipes for your family and friends and then come back to me. A lot of you come back, you message me, you figure out how to email me, right? And you tell me, Gina, I made so-and-so. My family loved it. I'm going to be making it every year for the holiday or whatever it may be, you know. I love it. I can't always message you guys back. You know, although I see the messages. I see the messages and the emails, but it's super hard to message everybody back. And some people think that their messages are going unknown or unseen. I see the messages. And thank you guys, and I love you all back. Like I said, once again, thank you to YouTube and just all of y'all for loving on me and enjoying these recipes, right? So now here's what we're going to do. We're not going to get real super mushy, right? Although I could. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn this heat up just a little bit. I'm going to wash my hands. And when I come back, we'll give these a nice flip over. Keep in mind, it don't take long for these to cook. The salmon it just doesn't take long to cook, okay? Only thing we really needed to cook was those vegetables that's inside, and we've done that. We're going to get a nice golden brown color onto these salmon patties, get them nice and crispy, and they're done. I like to always tell everybody is when you're in that kitchen, because there's so many new people that's trying to learn how to cook when they come over to this channel, or they're beginner cooks or whatever. Clean the kitchen up. Clean the kitchen up as you're cooking, or have someone to help you to clean the kitchen up, and life will be so much happier in the kitchen. You know, a lot of people get frustrated because you got a sink full of dishes, you got stuff everywhere, you got, you know, if you clean up as you go. Every time this video goes on pause, I'm cleaning up. I'm wiping it down. You may see that the spices are gone now. Nothing's on my island right now but paper towels and my spatula and my nice cup of coffee. Everything else is done. And we got hot soapy water over there, but it makes cooking so much more fun when you don't have a mess around you. I got my trash can, doesn't usually belong in front of my island right here. It's usually over there, but bring it here so you don't have a big mess, okay? But it does help. It really does help. At least it helps me, and I know it's going to help. It's getting a nice golden brown color onto them. You may have a situation where one or two is dark and the other ones aren't. If so, it's okay. You know, just wait. Don't take them out the pan until they get that color you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and flip that one. Look at that. That's what I'm looking for. That golden brown color is what you want, baby. And when I tell you, you get that color, you got good taste, right? The darker the color, the greater the taste, okay? So just trust me on that. And like I said, it's okay if you flip it over, it ain't ready. Just continue to cook it until you get that color onto all of them. Look at that. They are looking absolutely amazing. The whole house smells great. And no, it doesn't smell fishy. To me, salmon doesn't have a fishy smell, you know. Now, when you're cooking your salmon patties, let me show you real quick. Look at this. When you are cooking them, it's possible that they could fall apart or start to crack on you. If it does, don't worry. I just had to do that. But it happens, right? It happens, and it's still going to be delicious, right? I just took my spatula, kind of pieced it back together. You can even take your hands and piece it back together. I mean, like, it's like, it goes back together. I can't find the words for you, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so look at that. They are lovely. Here in about 5 minutes, we're taking these right out of the pan, and you're gonna get that first bite. Salmon patties are perfectly done. We turned them over a second time, and now I have that color that I'm looking for. Let's get them nice and plated up. You're gonna taste it. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on? Tell your family and friends, tell the world what Gina's doing every single day in this kitchen. And Father, on today, we thank you for this meal, your hedge of protection and your love. Amen. Amen. And once again to my prayer, let's eat. Beautiful are they? They're gorgeous. Let's eat. We're going to do it now. I can't wait. And I got some ketchup on the side of my plate. I want to know, what's your dipping sauce? Are you using a dipping sauce? Are you putting cheese onto a sandwich and eating these? How are you eating yours? Look at that. I'm going in, okay? And you're gonna taste it with me. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Ketchup for me. Yo, ain't no stopping you with this recipe. This pairs up very, very, very well with a nice bit of fluffy rice.